Hey there, beautiful people. This is Tony Bomboni, and back to you again with another video here. I just want to talk today about how to relieve stress and anxiety, and it's a big issue that I have to deal with on almost a daily basis because I am the type A person, always nervous, always loud, always worrying about things, always on spot with things, and always concerned about a lot of things. So it's very stressful for us type A people and people who want to adjust and become more like a type B person who tends to, I wouldn't say live longer, but who can't quite really be stressed out all the time. Because I don't think there's any proven fact that a type A person lives less than a type B person, because a type A person, really, the moment they calm down, that's the day they die, pretty much. And a type B person, the moment they are hyped up about something, that's the day they die, pretty much. It's just an expression. It doesn't mean that a type A person can't be calm. That's not true. But the majority of the time, a type A person is aware and awake about a lot of things. Now, me being a type A person, it's very hard because I tend to just get stressed so much, and every single detail I look at, and I stress out so much about it. Sometimes I'm such a perfectionist for some things in my life, and when I look at the details of things, it just aggravates me that I just want to claw at it, every single millimeter of what I'm trying to accomplish, my task. So, it's just, I tend to focus more on every single thing, and usually what a type B person would do is they would just try to remain calm, try to just chill, lay back, those kind of people. And even though I do look like I'm chill and whatnot, I kind of have to remain that way for an ASMR video, otherwise you guys would not really find me that relaxing. And so I'll just give you some advice, even if you're a type A or B person, how to maintain that balance and that level in your life where you try not to stress so much, try not to get anxiety so much. And I'll share with you some methods that have really helped me. So the first method I like when I try to relieve anxiety, and for those of you who don't know what anxiety is necessarily, it could happen when you have days where you don't even feel like leaving your house, being around people, you feel nervous about going somewhere, that kind of thing. And I tend to feel that some days where it's kind of difficult for me to leave the house, because even to go to the grocery store, because I feel like I'm just not that prepared. It's hard to explain, but something that calms me down is a brush. And a brush helps me because it not only gives blood flow to the hair follicles in your scalp, it also tends to just pat your head like you're petting your pet dog or cat on the head. And it's just some self-relieving technique you can use. And by self-relieving, I mean you're doing the action to yourself, like I am doing right now. There's something so gentle about it, something the way you do it, the way you control the brush, that just makes everything feel nice. It's good to do this before bedtime. That's the best time. Just give it, you can can do up to 100 strokes, really, just along your hair and all around. And this usually gets you prepared for the next day, so you feel more refreshed, you feel more awake, and it'll help you fall asleep at night too. That's another great trick to this, because it just tells you to wind down. It tells your brain, okay, now's the time to relax, and now's the time to go to sleep. So when you get enough sleep, that's one of the most important parts. Your skin starts to look better. There's a lot of advantages to it. You're more communicative. You're more willing to try new things. And when you're willing to try new things, you would be willing to step out of the house that day, really, and explore and go out there in the world. Because if you think about it, we have such a short life, and if you just spend time wasting it, then what have you done, really? Now, I know there are cases where people get nervous around other people to an extreme level, and that's not their fault, where they have to go to the extent of taking medication. I've received a couple comments from some people that they have stopped taking their anxiety medication because of my videos, and I just find that amazing. But most of all, if nothing helps you in this world, then do watch an ASMR video or two, because they will most likely help you if you get triggered from ASMR. So there's just something about the videos that just so tingle inducing, and it's another technique to fall asleep at night. So another method I like to use, this is my favorite brush. It's just playing around with a brush. Just something so simple as feeling the brush with your hands just so softly, just so gently. And just imagine like you're petting a fuzzy animal. And then just gently brushing your face with the brush. There's something so relieving about a brush. It just gives you automatic tingles. And usually I like to find a spot that feels the best when brushing the face. For me, that would be probably right here. This area is the most tingly for me. And around the neck, you can go downwards as you wish, and back up again, and just rotating in circles. And now brushes, they do a wonderful job circulating the skin, moving that blood, makes the blood flow better to the face, makes your skin look nicer, makes you feel refreshed, helps you sleep, and it goes back to the anxiety portion, where more sleep is less anxiety. Now there's cases of people having anxiety and insomnia. Now that's very difficult to overcome, but like I said, ASMR videos may help. This also relieves stress, because there's nothing stressful about this. If you can have someone do this to you, brushing your face for 5 minutes a night, it'll probably make a big difference because there's something about someone else brushing your face that makes it so just gentle and just something you can't do. And something you can't control because it's unplanned. You don't know where the person will brush on your face next. You can do little pats too, if you like the sharpness of the bristles. Whatever helps. This is just like brushing away all the stress from the day. It's so harmless and gentle. Now, another thing I like to use to relieve stress mostly are naturally scented products. And this is the sage and citrus beads that I bought when I was out in the mall with my friend the other day. And I used this in my fairy role play. Except I put it in a cup, in a glass. But this time, I'll show you the beads. It's with pure natural plant extracts. And these are just odor neutralizing beads. You can probably find this in any candle store. They look just like this. And I'm dropping some again all over the place. But what you can do is make sure to wash your hands after, but you can just dip your fingers in the beads and they will massage your hands somewhat and your fingers. The more you have, the better, because then you can actually dip your whole hand in the beads, but you could just slide your finger around, just roll the beads as they go between your fingers. Or you could just take a spoon and just play with them a little bit and just admire the beauty of it and how the light shines through the beads and the reflectiveness of them. Best of all, they're squishy. So squishy. But they're very reflective, so, and slippery. So you have to be careful. If you drop some, be sure to pick them up. These last about 45 days. And they start to shrink the more the odor goes away. So just the smell of it and just playing with them, that's what I find relieves a lot of stress. At least for me. There's something about them that just I admire so much. And every time I see them in the store, I freak out. And I just immediately dip my hands in them. And then people look at me weird. Roll them around. If you shake them, they make funny sounds. quite wet. So, okay. Another thing is what you drink is very important. I find that caffeine tends to make you more stressed. Caffeine makes you an angry person. Usually you're not yourself when you're on caffeine, in my opinion. Even though I do drink coffee every day, I noticed it does make some changes in personality and behavior. Like, I act like I'm a different person than when I don't have my coffee. But at the same time, I'm not myself when I don't have my coffee because I've been drinking it since I was 15. So, every day too. 1 to 3 cups, but it's usually 1. And yes, caffeine is an addicting substance, but if you let it to be addicting. So it's all just about controlling what you consume. And this is just an example of it. This is, I'm not going to say the brand, but as you can see here, it's caffeine free. It's just some off-brand root beer. Anything caffeine free, I believe, is a lot better choice to drink than something that would be filled with caffeine. And really anything carbonated, even if it's not caffeine free, tends to make you more hyper, less aware of yourself, but more aware of other things. That's why it's caffeine. You're focused on other things than yourself. So, going back to me talking about awareness, the type A people tend to be more aware. Like, they're always on caffeine. It's just all about naturally developing yourself to be more aware with your surroundings and yourself as well, without necessarily having to consume caffeine or inject it in any way in your body if you take caffeine pills or something else. So, really going back to the sleep, the more sleep you get, the more awake you will feel in the morning. And I do find taking a nap about 20 to 30 minutes during the day does help make you more revitalized. So that's another thing, my friends. And the final thing I want to show you is a plush toy. Because I find that the number one stress and anxiety relief of all is a friend you can always hug. It's just so soft and just filled with love because it's your own love. You're giving your own love to something that means so much to you, and something that won't harm you ever. Something that will listen to you. Something that will just stay with you and just sleep right next to you. And, you know, no matter what age you are, I do not think it's wrong to just love a plush toy. Because, to be honest, there are some days I still sleep with a plush toy because a few months ago, I was going through a hard time in my life, and I always pray to God, no matter what. I still do. But I felt like no one could help me, and everyone experiences some struggle sometimes, but I just started sleeping with my favorite plush toy. Not this one, I think it was another one. It was like a dog or something that I had since I was little. And I would just hug it and just, just sleep with the plush toy for nights and nights. And I felt better after about a month because I felt like that plush toy took away that negative energy from me. It helped me think more positive. help me realize how much I have, and there's just something so sentimental about a plush toy that will never go away, I think. Even when we're all with the technology and all robotic 1,000 years from now, I still think people will have plush toys. I don't think that will go away. There's just too many things that won't go away that nowadays that we have. So that's it, really, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And another thing I find really sentimental, come here, bird, is having your own pet. Hi, Ricky. Hi, boy. And I don't think he will show up because this is a green screen behind me, so he might be in the dark. Bye.